New York City lost nearly 900,000 people between 2020 to 2023, an astounding 10% loss. Chicago lost 133,000 people in the same time, a nearly 5% decline. San Francisco's is a lot worse. They lost over 150,000, nearly 18% of their population. And these are not the only ones. 7 of the top 10 most populated cities in the United States are losing people. But if cities are losing people on such a large scale, why are the cost of living prices only increasing? Cities generally are really expensive, which makes sense. As more people move in, the law of supply and demand kicks in, thus raising the price. As less land is available, the price goes up, passing the price to the buyer or renter. Because land prices are so high, sellers have to sell their goods at higher prices to compensate. Businesses have to pay higher salaries to their employees to pay for higher priced amenities, and the cycle keeps on going around and around. But cities weren't always expensive. After World War II, the suburbs exploded in popularity. Veterans who had just come home wanted to live somewhere where housing was cheap and where they could raise a family. It didn't help that during this time, some cities, namely the Rust Belt cities, collapsed. One example is Detroit. In the 1950 census, the population totaled 1.8 million. Today, that number is 600,000, a staggering 60% decline. Chicago, one of the nation's most formidable cities, lost 1 million residents in the time since. Minneapolis wasn't hit as hard, but lost about 100,000 people, 20% of its population. And while these are not the only ones, they all declined for the same reasons. A preference towards southern states, better states to do business in, or the biggest reason, cheaper overseas markets, namely in Asia. But then something changed. The counterculture of the 1970s caused a wave of young, single adults to flock to the cities. The culture appealed to them. That growth happened for a while, and then the COVID-19 pandemic hit. The pandemic hit cities hard. When many lost their jobs, the high price tag that cities have became unattainable, forcing many to move where it was cheaper. While states like New York, California, and Illinois struggled to keep residents from moving out, states like Texas, Idaho, and Utah were growing at exponential rates. With the pandemic over, and with big cities still losing people, why are prices still so high? It's the same reason why cities were expensive in the first place. While there are a lot of people moving out, there are still plenty moving in. This keeps the demand high, which drives up the cost of living. Another big factor is inflation. Like the rest of the country, cities' prices rise when the rest of the nations do. The prices rise to counter other costs only found in cities. So are city prices going to go down? Probably not. Cities are economic powerhouses, which constantly bring people in. They follow where the money goes, and cities are where a lot of business happens. So while cities may be shrinking right now, people will want to start moving back for the reason why they originally moved there, be it money, entertainment, or something else. Do you know what isn't shrinking? My subscriber count. If you enjoy content like this, consider hitting that subscribe button. It helps out a ton, and I'll see you in the next one.